What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Motivational Monday. I'm sitting in front of a couple of my favorite things. One of them is obviously Charlie Brown, and the other one is this big check. Unfortunately, the amount is not as big as the check is, but the check is still a significant thing for us. And I've been reading Joe Gibbs's book. If you never read this book, I'm not all the way through it. I'm just through the first part of it. Man, it's incredible, but it just kind of got my brain thinking. And I want to take you through how we got this check. Obviously, this year, 2020, was, I don't know, you tell whatever you want. It's the year the world changed. It was whatever, however you want to classify it, that's up to you. But this was our 2020 championship check. So let me break it down like this. So 2019 was our first year of racing a car together, like our own car. It was our first time we got to race our own car. We raced a class called DXP 235. Later it got changed to Limited 235. We did pretty good for our first year racing. I think we finished top 5 in points. For our first year ever campaigning on a national scale, really proud of that. But the next year we went in with, man, we were going to win a championship. That's what we wanted to do. We went to Georgia in February and had a really good showing with the car. We ran a personal best. At the time, we went 5 flat at like 142, which on a 235 tire with no boost controller and like 3,200 pounds with a 76 millimeter turbo, all the things that Ricky knows a ton about, was really fast. That was a class record for a turbo car. And I think we went to the semifinals or finals that race. I can't remember. We didn't win it, but we did really, really well and ran a personal best. On our way home, I'm getting texts from my wife. I'm seeing some stuff about this Corona thing, and I'm like just blowing it off. We just left the racetrack, or we'll have a great time, all this stuff. Well, in the weeks to follow, we started figuring some things out. That it was probably a bigger deal than what I was giving it credit to. I figured we were going to be on our way to the next race in not that much time. It wasn't that big deal. A couple people were sick. Well, fast forward a little bit of time, the whole world shut down, all the stuff that you guys know that happened. The major thing for us at the time was, though, because are we going to get to drag race, right? Like, what's going to happen with that? So they kind of start working through if we're going to be able to drag race. Turns out we do. We get to race. We had to change some stuff with our schedule, stuff like that. Ended up traveling around in drag racing. And which was really interesting now that I look back on it. Like, really, the rest of the world wasn't doing anything. But drag racers, we were trying to live our life as normal, you know? Like, it was interesting. So, and I actually had a number of friends that started going to the drag races with us just because nothing else was normal but you go to a drag race and it was normal. So we had all this adversity of just even trying to figure out if we could do this. And then we had a few more races, and then we were on our way to Virginia, which Virginia for us is a terrible drive. You drive literally right through the Appalachian Mountains. It's a terrible drive. We get there, we're having some issues with the car. It's pushing some coolant out of the into like the overflow. And we think that we nipped the head gasket. So, we made a pass down the track. We had about 2 hours before our next pass to go down the track. Brad, David Farlow, Jordan Tuck, a couple other guys, like, they banged it out. They changed the head gasket like super fast, got it all back together. But Brad was still noticing some stuff with the data log. Ended up, man, we're in the finals of this race, and I can just like taste victory, dude. Like, I know like it was going to be a good race, but I felt like it was our race to lose. Like, I just felt like we had it. And leave the starting line. The car shifts or goes to shift, and it just hits another neutral. So we broke our power glide. So I'm just like, going, wabba, just banging off the limiter. And I just watched the other dude drive out of my life, right? Like there's nothing that we could do. We just literally just watched that race slip out of our fingertips. And then, so we get home and there's just something wrong with the engine. We know that there's obviously something wrong with the trans. We take everything apart. The trans broke a band in it. Brett fixes that. And then we take the motor apart. Figure out that we had cracked the block. We hurry up. We find a block from a local guy. Take that block to Uncle Tony. Tony machines it really fast. Brad puts this block back together into our old trusty 330 cubic inch engine that's still sitting back there. We've named that engine King David, just because it's took down some giants in its day. It even ended up in Mike and Sam's car. That engine could be its own Motivational Monday, which actually it might have been an early one. I don't remember. But anyway, we had all this stuff that was just happening. The next race was really close. So we get the car back together. We go down to Shady Side for the last race of the series. And we're kind of neck and neck with Martin Conley. Like that was, if I forget how it would have went, but if he would have won the race, I think he could have beat us. Well, we're racing. We're doing well. We're going into the semifinals of the race. Martin's still in. We're still in. And all of a sudden, this crazy dew comes in. Like, it looked like it rained, dude. Like, there was so much dew. Well, they end up calling the race. They can't finish it. At this point, it's late in the season. So John Sears comes to us and was like, hey, boys, we're canceling the race. Like, this is it. So whatever points you got, wherever everyone is, this is it. So like we're calculating points in the pits and we're like, man, we won, man. Like we won. And it's finally like hitting us that we actually, a championship that shouldn't have happened, the world was shut down, we won it. And I'm saying all that to say this, as when I was reading Joe Gibbs's book, he's talking about winning his first championship, his first NASCAR championship. And he says this, which I think is so awesome. The taste of victory is sweet. The trophy is awe-inspiring, and the financial reward is real. Let me stop you there, though. The financial reward in drag racing is not near as real as the financial reward in NASCAR. But the thrill of the journey, the anticipation, the pain, the work, fun, frustration, practice, the struggles, and the shoestring wins and gut-wrenching losses, leaving the stadium with your head down at the grit and the grind. That's the truly rewarding aspect of winning a championship. And man, yes, this check, I love this check. It's awesome. It's our first big check that we had. Hopefully we add a lot more to that deal, but it was definitely the first one. But the thing that makes it so memorable to us is like, it was the first championship that we won together as a team. That's obviously super memorable, but like all the adversity that happened, the deal wasn't even, we weren't even supposed to race that year. Then we had, just trouble and overcoming it. And those are the story time things. Those are the things that make this check is just, I don't even know if it's paper. It's a big plastic thing. This thing really means nothing, but the story and the laughs behind it and traveling down the road with your buddies and your family is worth way more than this. And that's all Joe Gibbs is saying. Even at success and the highest level, he had time to reflect and understand that it's all about the journey. And we hope that for you. Whatever your journey is can be frustrating, the things that come in your way. And if we're using drag racing, for example, it's just drag racing. Like, I don't know if you know this or not, but it's just drag racing. There's journeys in life that are far more important, but the adversity and what you do with that adversity and how it pushes you is what really matters. The things that we learned that year chasing that championship is things that we still use today that I believe were foundational in our business, foundational in helping you guys learn how to transfer that data of how to make a race car get on the track better, all those things. So whatever that adversity is in front of you, look at it as something that can change your path to what you really should be doing, or it is a means for a new start, or a means for something, right? So just flip the way that you look at it. And again, if I would encourage you to buy this book, it's awesome. So as always, we appreciate you. Thanks for watching. See you later.